Sometimes in politics, you think you know exactly what's going to happen. And then, bam, a total political earthquake. That's pretty much what just happened in Thailand. Today, we're going to break down how one party's completely unexpected victory has reshaped the entire nation's future. So, the big question is, how did this even happen? How did a snap election called with just a few months' notice completely defy all the predictions and leave political analysts scrambling? That's the mystery we're going to try and solve today.
All right, first things first, let's really get a handle on just how massive this political upset was. To get why everyone was so stunned, you've got to understand what the script was supposed to be for this election on February 8th.
Okay, so here's the main headline. The conservative Boom Jaithai party, led by Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul, didn't just squeak by. They absolutely crushed it. This was a huge, decisive win that really cemented his power.
And when I say they crushed it, I mean it. Just look at these numbers. Boom Jaithai grabbed about 194 seats, leaving their closest rivals, the Progressive People's Party and the once powerful Pheu Thai, way behind in the dust. We're talking about one of the biggest conservative wins in Thailand's recent history.
And that right there is what makes this a true jaw-dropper. For weeks, pretty much every single poll was saying the exact opposite was going to happen. They all predicted a pretty comfortable win for the Reformist People's Party. They seemed to be riding this huge wave of support. And then, poof, on election day, that wave just disappeared.
So you've got to be asking, how in the world did they pull this off? Let's dissect the winning formula that shot Boom Jaithai to this incredible and frankly shocking victory. Well, from what analysts can tell, it came down to this really clever three-part strategy. First, Anutin was a master at tapping into this growing feeling of nationalism. Second, he really crafted this relatable man-of-the-people image. I mean, the guy's a pilot in his spare time, he's great on social media. And third, and this was crucial, his party was just incredibly good at poaching local politicians from their rivals, especially in those vital rural areas. And the timing here, it was everything. I mean, absolutely everything. He called this snap election right in the middle of a tense border conflict with Cambodia. It was a massive gamble, right? He bet that nationalist feelings would surge and rally voters around him as a strong leader. And boy, did that bet pay off.
And look, he wasn't exactly hiding the strategy. He came right out and said it. In his own words, nationalism is in the heart of everybody in our party. When you put that message front and center, well, it's pretty clear it really hit home for a lot of voters.
Okay, so winning is one thing. But as they say, that's only half the battle. Now comes the really tricky part. Actually building a stable government. Because even though Anutin won big, he didn't win them all. In Thai politics, there's a magic number everyone is always aiming for, 251. That's what you need for a majority in the 500-seat House. You absolutely have to get to that number to pass laws and actually govern. It's the key to the whole political kingdom.
And that's the puzzle Anutin has to solve right now. His party is in a great position with 194 seats, but they're still 57 seats short. So what happens now? Well, it's all about making deals. The coalition talks happening in Bangkok right now are the most important game in town.
But here's a little twist in the plot. His biggest rival, the People's Party, has already said no way. They've publicly stated they will not join a coalition with him, basically saying their core beliefs are just too different. So that path to 251 just got a little bumpy. So let's zoom out a bit. What does all of this really mean for Thailand's future? This election wasn't just about picking a prime minister. It also sent a really powerful message about the country's direction.
See, there was another critical vote happening on the very same day. Voters were faced with this profound question. Should Thailand keep its current constitution, which was drafted by the military back in 2017, or should they basically tear it up and start over with a brand new one? And the answer they gave was loud and clear. By a margin of almost 2-1, the Thai people voted for fundamental change. It's a clear mandate to scrap the military's charter and start the very difficult process of drafting a new constitution from the ground up. Which leaves us with this final, fascinating question. On one hand, the election gave the country a strong leader who promised stability. But on the other, the people delivered a clear call for huge structural change. So, can these two things coexist? Can a government built on nationalism be the one to oversee creating a new, more democratic constitution? That's the core tension that is going to define Thailand's next chapter.